Oh, hi there. Let's watch a video together, shall we? So there's this guy all over the internet, and he's advertising his music course. And his sales pitch is this bizarre method that he uses that is full of lies. And for any musician, it is clear that it's a scam. But that's not the problem. The problem is all of these other people who would love to learn how to play the piano. Those are the real victims. And there is this YouTube channel who made a video about him. I saw it in my feed. His name is Rafael Comu. I'm sure that I butchered his name, but the link for the video is gonna be in the description below. So without further ado, let's watch it.
Hey everybody,
Hi.
I hope you're all doing good. If you frequently watch videos that have to do with music or piano, you've probably come across an ad from this guy.
If you have an hour this week, you can learn 100 songs.
Most of you probably thought, wow, what an annoying man that is. Many of you probably
Indeed.
thought, wow, this seems like a scam.
Yeah.
And if you did think that, I'm here to tell you, you were right. But it goes a lot deeper than just being a scam because...
But the thing is that people, as I mentioned before, for people who have practiced music and are musicians and know the time that it takes to work on techniques, you know, the skills, we know right away that it is a scam. But the people who don't know, right, who just really want to start learning, those are the real victims.
If you buy his course, it turns out there's a pretty good chance your money will be funneled right into the Church of Scientology. But I'll talk about that later. First, who is this guy?
My name is Stephen Ridley.
I'll spare you guys the rest. Anyway, Stephen is the creator of the Ridley Method, which is a revolutionary and innovative way to learn to become a piano master like him in a matter of months.
See, look, this is his claims, and it's insane. It takes 3 minutes per day. From 3 months to a year, right? First things first. If it sounds too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. 3 minutes a day is nothing. So these claims over here are just crazy because it's just not enough time. Like 3 minutes is very little. In 3 minutes, you won't even like warm up, maybe.
Only practicing for 3 minutes a day. And it costs $2,997.
Nah. That's insane. Remember, you have YouTube. There are so many channels about music education and like how to play piano or any instrument. And these channels are actually very, very, very good. And over here, he's offering a lie for almost $3,000. And it has what? Videos, tutorials, same thing that you can find on YouTube, exercises. There's nothing like new here. This is a complete scam. Like, really.
Stephen tries to make himself look like a virtuoso pianist who knows what he's talking about by loudly playing fast arpeggios and fast blues scales while making pretentious faces and exaggerated movements.
Yeah.
To the untrained observer, it may look like he is playing something complicated,
No!
but in reality...
Okay. The fact that he this is so hard to watch right now. If you want to mess with people's money, that's one thing. But you don't mess with a piano. He's standing on key. That's insane. That hurts me. That's sinful. That's painful. Oh.
Playing is pretty mediocre. Of course, there isn't anything wrong with playing this way, for most people, but when you're claiming you're a concert pianist and using this to sell a scam course, then it becomes a little dishonest. Okay, but what actually makes the course a scam, I hear you ask? Well, there are several big problems with the Ridley method. The first is how he markets it. He makes traditional music education sound way harder and way more painful than it actually is, and then provides his course as an alternative.
And eventually the teacher's going to stand up and hit you with a ruler.
As someone who has extensive experience with traditional music education,
Well, I gotta say that sometimes there are some piano instructors who are very strict, right? Because their approach is more about technique, especially in classical music. It's about like fingers here, no, like everything has to be like perfect because it's all about technique. There's other instructors that uses different approach. If you're taking classes and an instructor does that, like, call the police.
I say that none of what he says about it is true. His first claim is that it takes 15 years to learn piano the traditional way,
And it's 15 years.
which is that's ridiculous.
That's not true. You can actually see the results in a few months. Really, yeah. Or depending on the instructor, sometimes like right away. Sometimes you can like, with the basics that you can create so much. So 15 years, if you've been playing for 15 years and you're grinding for 15 years, you are an amazing pianist.
It's totally possible to get to a level where you sound pretty decent in about a year with normal piano lessons, and in 5 years, you'll be pretty advanced. If you want to become a master of the instrument,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree with him.
his second claim is that you'll have to practice for 4 hours a day with traditional music education.
It's 4 hours of practice every day.
Now, I think I'm pretty good at piano.
There you go, Rafael. That's good. That's insanely good.
I've never practiced for 4 hours a day in my life, ever. His third claim is that
there
music
is
taught
people.
in Latin.
So there is people who practice 4 hours a day. That is for you to have this very strict training. It is more for classical pianists. If your goal is to play concerts and play all of these pieces, then 4 hours a day. But that is if that's your goal, right? If you want to be a concert pianist, 4 hours a day, you will be very, very good.
It's still taught in Latin, which no one understands.
What?
I'm not sure where he's getting this from, but I have never been taught anything in Latin.
Okay. This makes me question his knowledge, right? It's not taught in Latin, right? There is some words in Italian, right? But it's some words. You don't get like a whole class in Italian, right? There's some words that you like learn, but this is ridiculous. This is worse than I thought.
I don't know anyone else who has either. Sometimes we have Italian words written in our sheet music, like ritardando for slow down,
There
or
you go.
crescendo for get louder, but I don't think anyone has a hard time with that. The second big problem is the content of the course itself. Stephen says it works by breaking down every element of piano playing into easily understandable concepts and then building those up one by one. On the surface, this sounds great. In fact, this is how piano is already taught by pretty much every teacher. The difference is that Stephen's course is not actually easier to understand. From his free masterclass, which is basically just a long ad for his paid course, we can see that he takes pre-existing piano or theory concepts and explains them in a more confusing way. For example, his explanation of chord extensions, which he tries to make look simple, but if you actually try to follow his advice on it, you'll see that from a beginner's perspective, it makes no sense at all.
Simply add more notes.
No.
He also has some...
Simply add more notes. I don't know. I have to. I'm confused.
Some dumb gimmicks like his finger exercises he calls hand yoga, which won't actually do anything to help your piano playing. Another big thing he talks about is the four chord concept. Basically, hundreds of songs use the same four chords, so
Oh, don't
by
tell me
learning those
that.
four chords, you can
Don't tell me that is the.
of songs. This, of course, is true, but the way he shows it in his ads is a blatant ripoff of the four chord song by the Axis of Awesome.
Just four.
Yeah, these four.
Yeah.
Here. 1, 2, 3, 4 chords.
On top of all that, every single thing he teaches is already available on
Yeah, because okay, there is four chords, right? Right, which is like the 1, the 5, minor 6, and 4, right? And there is so many songs with those four chords. It's like a standard for pop music, but you also have to know that that is kind of like the base of them. You also have melodies, you also have tempo. All of that has to be included. It's good to know those four chords, but there's more to it than just that.
for free, taught in a much more effective way. There are a huge amount of people on YouTube and all over the internet who have made some great resources for learning piano. I've linked some of them in the description.
See, that's what I was saying. That what he's offering is just videos that you can get for free on YouTube. If you're going to spend money on learning, then spend money on one-on-ones with an instructor. Because then you will have somebody there who will make a study plan for you and on your skill level and based off what you want to learn. So if you're gonna spend money, yeah, on somebody who is there communicating with you.
But the most important thing is that it is completely impossible to become a piano master in a matter of months with only 3 minutes of practice a day. No one has ever done that. And this goes for any high level skill. There's no easy way out of anything like this, and anyone who tells you there is lying to you. But the hard work that needs to go into it is exactly what makes it worth doing. Because
Agree. I completely agree. It takes time and it takes effort, and that's what makes it so special. And while you're doing it, just the sense of conquering something, right? And the sense of achieving something is amazing.
if no effort was required to become a good pianist or good at anything else, there would be nothing special about it, and it wouldn't even be an impressive skill. So, if you want to learn piano and you have $2,997 to spend,
That's so
let's figure
much.
out how many real lessons you could get from a real teacher with that money. Let's say an expensive teacher is $60 an hour. If you have weekly hour-long lessons, you can study piano for at least a year for $3,000. And this is an infinitely better deal than
And I'm gonna tell you something. If you get an instructor who has like one-on-one lessons with you during that year, you will be a better pianist than any of these master classes or courses. 100%.
course. If you want to learn online, you could buy a cheaper course, but I would just suggest using the huge amount of free information that's out there.
There you go. So I wouldn't suggest getting a course, especially in the beginning. If you already like understand like a little bit of music theory and you're able to play a little bit, then of course like it could work to kind of like to better your skills, right? Or better your understanding of music theory. If you already understand music theory, but you want to tap in like harmony or counterpoint, right? Then of course, yeah, it would be good, right? But if you're a beginner, you're gonna get lost, right? You can watch like the video again and again and again, but no. And most of the time it's a scam. This is not only like with music. All of this, do you guys remember like all of this like courses about how to be like a millionaire in 100 days? If that was true, there would be so many millionaires. The only person actually making money is the one who was selling the course. They don't really work, and it kind of makes me think about humanity. Like, how many times do people have to be tricked until they notice that like this person doesn't care for me, this person just want to take like my money? I don't know. I went through a dark path right now, sorry.
Scientology. Stephen Ridley has stated that he is a Scientologist multiple times. Scientology is a huge topic that I can't fully cover in this video, obviously, but for those who don't know much about it, the Church of Scientology is a cult founded in 1953 by L. Ron Hubbard. They have many strange beliefs, one of which is that 75 million years ago, an interplanetary alien ruler named Xenu...
Okay. When it comes to this topic, I know the story of Scientology and I know their reputation. It sounds very, very, very evil. But I don't judge a person for their beliefs. Like if somebody wants to believe in whatever they want, they are allowed to. I don't get much into that, right? Regardless if it's a cult or not. Like, I respect people's religion as long as they respect mine, right? So when it comes to this, a person being like a Scientologist, unless they are wanting to like hurt people, I don't. It's really kind of like none of my business. But I mean, we'll see.
Transported millions of aliens to Earth and then killed them with hydrogen bombs. This is a huge oversimplification of just one of their beliefs, but it does show that they are absolutely insane. They have also been accused of a lot of wrongdoing and criminal activity, including human trafficking and covering up various kinds of abuse. Scientology members have to pay huge amounts of money to the church in order to get the required training to advance up the level.
That is for sure. To the people who bought this course, right? A huge chunk went to the Church of Scientology.
So it is very likely Stephen Ridley is giving money to this terrible organization.
100%.
So if his course being a scam wasn't bad enough, a good amount of the money people are paying for it is most likely going towards supporting the Church of Scientology. Anyway, that's pretty much all I've got to say, and I pretty much just made this video because I was really sick of his scam ads and figured someone should say something about it, and I had no idea there would be anything this crazy behind it.
I'm very glad that Rafael made this video. It was long due, right? Because believe it or not, maybe you're like saying that nobody will fall for this, but a lot of people do, right? Like, I have had students who have told me that they have bought like a music course, but it didn't work for them, and for good reason. So he making like this video and bringing the awareness is amazing, for in my opinion.
This video will be helpful, and hopefully you will not buy Stephen Ridley's course.
There you go. Is this his website? Oh, thanks for watching. So in conclusion, it is a scam. there is no cutting corners when it comes to things like this, like learning an instrument or learning like any skill. It does take some work, but it is a beautiful journey, and you can, you know, like just learn how to embrace that journey. It brings a lot of satisfaction when you're able to play either like a piano piece, or you're able to jam with your friends, or write your own songs. It is beautiful. It can get frustrated sometimes, but it's part of it. Just remember, when you're trying to play and it's getting frustrated, your mind is solving a puzzle and it's eliminating the things of what not to do. So actually being frustrated is a good thing. So thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps a lot. See you in the next one.